I feel like we've got to talk about this situation right now, because this is getting a bit too wild. Like, a bit too wild, I think. So, if you guys have seen, in the last couple of days, there has been more information dropped about the entire Paul Pogba situation here. And it's quite mad. So, I kind of want to delve into it with you guys here. You guys can give me your thoughts on what you think is going on here. Because I thought it was quite simple and straightforward, but turns out there's a lot more behind it than what you actually may think and you may not have seen. So let's just kind of go into the nitty-gritty here, right? So basically, there was an initial few posts once by Get French for the GFFN, and that recap that Paul Pogba told authorities that he has been subjected to attempted 30 million euro blackmail by his brother and a gang being held by gunpoint here. And it's a tough situation, quite obviously here, but it's kind of twisted into a situation which apparently it's now been kind of thrown back on him by his brother, and now we are kind of being put in the middle as the viewers here, as a public, seeing what's happening and being kind of caught in the crossroads of who to kind of believe. So we'll go into the actual article here, and then we'll go into the video that his brother did. For the most part, there's a lot to go into here, but very much that it came to light that basically, if I go through here, during various interviews with the authorities, Paul Pogba is understood to have said that he was trapped by childhood friends and 200 men armed with assault rifles during an incident in Paris. A gang that demanded 30 million euro from him, of which his brother, Matthias Pogba, would be a part of it. 2018 world champion claims to be a victim of these threats and attempted extortion from his older brother and childhood friends, which is absolutely awful. Like, imagining not just your friends, your close friends, but your family turning their back on you and basically using you for your wealth and your status, pretty much. And you would think that was very much as simple as that. It goes into it saying that at times they've gone to the Juventus training centre. They've gone basically between March 25th and 29th, when the French national team hosted the Ivory Coast and South Africa. Pogba took the opportunity to visit his family. Friends have been alleged to have dragged him to an apartment in Paris where they blamed him for not helping them financially since he became a professional player. Among them, 2 armed men demanded 30 million euro for services rendered, claiming that they have protected him discreetly for 13 years. Obviously a f***ed up situation, and that was what Pogba was telling the authorities, and that's what they've put out into the public. Now, the reason why this gets kind of weird is that it turned into something which is a he say, she say, they say kind of battle here, because his brother put out a video on his Instagram, and this is what he said. So there's a video here, which is on YouTube, of his Instagram, and it's 2 minutes 20 seconds long, and there's a version in French and there's a version in English, and I'm not going to go through the entire thing here just because I've got the actual the transcript from this already in black and white, but this is a video in question here.
I will announce you that soon I will make great revelation about my brother Paul Pogba.
So of course it's a bit quiet, so you can't listen to absolutely every single thing, and this is turned about Matt's, by the way, but he had a response to all these allegations, and he's put it all online, and it's quite mad. So we have got an article here from Marca, which is a very well-established, well-respected publication, and they translated what he said, and because he had 2 different versions, one was French, one was English. This is what he said. He states who he is, and that today he's making big revelations about his brother and Rafaela Pimenta, which is Pogba's lawyer. And this is what he said: I am making this video today because I believe that the French, Italian and English people, as well as my brother's fans, and even more so the French national team, Juventus, his teammates and his sponsors, deserve to know certain things in order to make a decision on whether he deserves the admiration, respect and affection. If he deserves his place in the French national team and the honour of playing in the World Cup, if he deserves to be a starter at Juventus, or if he is a reliable person that any player deserves to have by his side, and finally, if he is worthy of being a representative and role model for the youth of the world, for the working class and the big brands. And again, it's just kind of like a he say, because what Pogba is accusing of his brother is insane, and you would kind of think that, okay, well, if you're being accused of doing such heinous shit, that your response would be this to try to like throw back and deflect every single thing that he's been accused of and say, oh, he's telling lies and he's been doing this and that. And he doesn't actually really say what he actually has done here, and that he's threatening to put it all out to the public later on down the line. Don't know how long that may be. If it's next week or next tomorrow, we have to find out. But there has been a history of, some wrongdoings by some French footballers in the past. Remember, a couple of months ago, we had that French journalist just dropping a bunch of bombs all over the internet about what's been happening behind the French scenes, behind African football, French football, of blackmail and games being rigged and whatever nonsense some players would do behind the scenes. If that is true or not, that happened months ago, and he's kind of gone quiet since. Now, if you believe that or not, you tell me your thoughts. And says this at the end of it: this will let the players of the team and the clients know if he deserves to represent them, and kind of just saying the same things here, basically just saying nothing and just threatening about the things that apparently he's done and drop into the public domain. Dropped Kylian Mbappe's name into it, saying, I think what I have to say might interest a lot of people. In addition, I will also tell things about Kylian Mbappe, the world football star, and there will be elements and many testimonies to confirm my words. Tell me your thoughts. Man, there's also a witch doctor that got to cast a spell on Mbappe. Like, there's a lot really, like, it depends on who you really believe in. Do you think that this is just a deflection tactic too? Because not once in that entire video that he did actually really said, he's not really denied anything. He's not really said anything that Pogba has said. Hi there. So this is another day, hence why this is now a new setup, and I look different because this is the day afterwards. And Matthias Pogba did another statement, another video, and this is the entire statement here all broken down. And for the most part, it is really a lot of nothing. Like, he's saying a lot of things here without saying anything at all. Basically saying that, people shouldn't believe the likes of Paul Pogba, and people take his word as, gospel because of his status, but, saying that he's lying and not really proving such of why he's lying. So every single thing that he said here is pretty much saying that, he's being tugged by Pogba and that he's fighting for his life and his family, that he's been trapped by the likes of Paul Pogba and that everything is being basically lied against him. And it takes until around here in which he actually starts saying something in response about Pogba. And he said here that as a result, the only path to survival is that I have to unveil his lies and his deception. That is why I confirmed is witchcraft, because what happens here is not whether it works or whether you believe me or not. It is that it is malicious, because these practices expect that you do bad things for the rituals with the will to harm. Also, I asked, didn't Paul deny resorting to witch doctors? Then why did he reveal that to the investigator? Pogba admitted to police to having a paid witch doctor to his entourage. Does protecting yourself from injuries require paying millions of euros to this witch for years, especially since it didn't work? And the investigators and the tax authorities will be able to easily verify that with the Central Bank of London. And ending it saying that you got to be patient and that he's unveiling the lies and his facts later on, which I just find it dumb. Just like, if there's something as serious as this, I just don't get why he's just dramatising it so much. Like, I mean, simply put, what he said here is that Paul Pogba is involved with some witch doctor nonsense, and the witch doctor he's paid to protect him from being injured, even though it hasn't worked. Honestly, I don't even know if I even want to get involved in this. Give me your thoughts of what you think is really going on here. Is this just a bunch of nonsense from both sides? Are they both equal with just some sort of family spat that are trying to get like one up on each other here, and that it's now been put in the public domain and now it's just going way too overboard? Has Pogba actually been threatened with assault rifles and threatened to be burgled, or blackmailed, or did he make it up to get at his brother? That'd be a bit of a crazy thing to make up. And his brother's now saying apparently there's witch doctors that Pogba is paying for to go against him and his family. And I've not took enough drugs to to catch up with this, I'll be honest. It's not good on either side, of course, for Paul Pogba. Like, was just one small example that in January he kicked out one of his friends from his house in Manchester because he got accused and, well, identified the fact that his friend took about £170,000 from his account. It is a shame that if you are like a famous footballer, in this case of Paul Pogba, and you're so famous and you're so rich that at that stage, who can you really trust? You know, if you can't even trust your family and your best friends, if his best friend at the time stole that much off him, then, you know, it must be really hard for him. People say, you know, like, oh, there's bigger problems in the world, but, you know, I can imagine that it'd be hard to really trust people at that stage, because who is actually using you and who actually has got the best wishes for you, because, you know, just being associated with you is going to completely change someone's life. I mean, I just want to see Pogba play football, man. Pogba is a fantastic footballer, one of the best midfielders in the world. He should be the best midfielder in the world. He has all the qualities too. I've been saying that, and I think everything that's been saying that for the last 5 years. So I hope that it gets solved soon. Give me your thoughts down below in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time. Stay safe.